Hey, party people, what's up? It's been a while, but I'm back. I am jumping on here because it has been 4 months, more than 4 months since the last time I posted a video. And I have to say, it's been very difficult to find the time to sit down and shoot in a quiet space and edit in the way that I normally do with my big fancy camera and all my lights and everything. I am doing this from my computer desktop because I think it's important just to get information out there. And I feel like this will also help hold me accountable to get more continuing information to all of you brides and grooms as you're becoming engaged, planning your wedding, and you desperately need information right now about what to do with your weddings during the time of a pandemic. I am going to talk to you a little today about what's happening in my world as a wedding planner, what I am advising my clients to do. And I encourage you, if you have specific questions, to please put those down in the comment section below. I read every comment that comes through and I try and respond as fast as they come in. I'm very curious as to what you're going through in your specific situation, particularly if you don't have a planner or some other guiding light that is helping you navigate these very tricky waters of planning a wedding and having to reschedule once, if not multiple times. Today, I'm going to talk about the 3 things you need to realize as an engaged couple right now about weddings in 2020. Forget everything I said in my prior videos before coronavirus, where I was talking about trends for 2020 and what the wedding world is going to look like and what's on the scene. Like, all of that doesn't matter right now because, as I'm sure you can appreciate, it has taken a huge backseat. The critical point that I am engaging with all of my clients and that I want you to realize is moving weddings is a real thing right now. So, my top 3 pieces of advice that I want you to keep in mind for 2020 brides and grooms, if you're engaged and planning a 2020 wedding right now, this is what I want you to know. First and foremost, nothing changes the nature of this virus without a vaccine that's proven safe and effective. And it may seem like I'm telling you this and you've heard it 1,000 times, or it's something that's so basic and elementary, but I hate to be the Grim Reaper here because I kind of am. This means for weddings in 2020, COVID is going to show up as an uninvited wedding guest. And your guests, if you are having a large event, wherever you are in the country, regardless of what your regulations are, if you have large gatherings of people before a vaccine is in place, which is not projected to actually happen in mass scale until late 2021, more than a year from now. If you are planning on having a large gathering of people, I have to share with you an important reality here that coronavirus will be in attendance at your event. I am seeing it happen. Thankfully, it is not at my events because we are moving all of our fall and moving as many of our spring weddings as we possibly can to late 21 and early 22 because of this fact. I have wedding planner friends and colleagues in the wedding industry around the country. And there are many that are in states that are extraordinarily safe with their measures. They are restricting guest counts to 10 people or less. There is no dancing. People are in masks. There is no buffet station. All of these considerations are really being enforced. There are wedding planner friends of mine and wedding industry colleagues that unfortunately are also in states that are not regulated and are a little bit like the wild, wild west when it comes to treating weddings and large gatherings as if nothing is going on in the rest of the world. I have to caution you as an engaged couple and really strongly warn you about the fact that large gatherings, like weddings specifically, indoors, numbers of people coming together from all over the place that are not familiar with each other. What makes weddings great and fantastic and fun and amazing and experiences that are beyond your wildest dreams is where this virus runs rampant. And what I'm advising my clients that are scheduled to have gotten married in fall of 2020 of this year is that this virus will be in attendance and weddings necessarily will need to look different and be different and feel different until a vaccine is in place, safe and effective and distributed widely. What weddings look like in New Orleans, where I am based right now in late June, or I don't even know what month it is, late July, July 21st, is a restriction on the guest count to 25 people indoors, including staff, including photographer, wedding planner, catering, etc. 25 people indoors, 50 people outdoors, no live music, no dancing. And for just about everybody, I would hazard to say everyone believes that this is not at all ideal for what they wanted for their wedding. We have been on the move with our clients in these last several months, talking with our brides and our grooms consistently about the reality of the situation. My first piece of advice is perhaps the most important piece of advice. The virus is not changed. It doesn't change because of the regulations. It doesn't change because it's your special day and it will just bypass your special day and go to somebody else. The virus does not care, and there is nothing that will change it except for a vaccine and the successful distribution of that vaccine to many, many people, which will not happen this year. So that's my first piece of advice. And I'm giving it to you straight because I am a strong believer in a no-nonsense approach to wedding planning. That's who I am. That's how I have always been. And that is why my clients come to me, is because they want it given to them straight. And so I'm giving it to you straight. The second piece of advice that I have for you, if you are an engaged couple getting married in 2020, is this. If you understand the reality of the virus and you still want to get married this year, the safest way to do this for you and for your family and for all of your friends that would be celebrating in this with you in person if they could, the safest way to continue with your plans to get married this year is to do so in small numbers. And those small numbers are really small. It's not just smaller than your ideal guest count would be. I had one client with 400 people on her guest list. And when we had this conversation, she said, we're going to have a small wedding. It'll be 150 people. That is not small, actually. What is small, and she has come to understand this now, what is small is 25 people or less. What is small is 10 people. Small means a uniquely intimate gathering of a handful of your most important people. And that will be the safest way to get married this year in 2020 until a vaccine is in place and is proven safe and effective and is widely distributed. The third piece of advice that I have for you, and this is something, if you've heard my previous videos, I've said it before, and this I don't want you to dismiss at all because it's really great advice. The third piece of advice that I have for you is no matter what, at the end of the day, no matter what, you will be married to the love of your life and you will be starting your journey together. And that is special and unique to you. This pandemic is it's an unprecedented experience for literally everyone around the globe. To be engaged during this pandemic is at times, I am sure, heart-wrenching. I can only imagine the lack of sleep and the level of stress and the emotional roller coaster that brides and grooms like yourselves have been on since mid-March of this year. 4 months, going on 5 months now. I feel for every single one of you. And I encourage you, if you are finding yourself in a place of just you're so down about the whole situation, you just need someone to talk to, I am here for you. And I want to hear from you. I have solutions that we can suggest and work out. I want to know what we can possibly do to help in this situation because it is a very tricky water to navigate on your own. If you find yourself in a position where you have leadership of a planner or you have a photographer that is really wonderful and is listening to you and trying to give you advice and information that is helpful, these are extremely good resources to turn to just get advice from. If you are not in a position where you have a person of leadership that is able to advise you, you have an entire community of wedding professionals who are ready to help and assist. And I know many people around the country. I know planners, I know vendors, I know venues, I know photographers who are feeling terrible for their clients, who are proactive, who are informative, who want to help. And I encourage you to help. But my third piece of advice, which exists no matter what, at the end of the day, you will be no less married to the love of your life. That stands the test of time. It will withstand a pandemic. It will withstand a hurricane on your wedding day. It will withstand a rainstorm right when you don't need it to rain for your outdoor ceremony. We've been through it all. Trust us. We feel for you. You are not alone, and we want to help. So with that said, I encourage you to comment down below and let me know how you're doing if you're engaged. If you're a wedding professional and you're looking for guidance and advice, please don't be shy. Please share down below. I will hopefully come up with a better content strategy to give more information to people like you guys. I'm going to use your feedback as a good resource to share more information that is useful for you in this time. So the more that you share with me, the better this content will be for you. And I promise not to take 4 months off of this channel again, because you guys need my advice and you're still showing up, subscribing, and I am grateful for that and I appreciate that. Y'all are still showing up in the comments, even though I have not posted since March. It's been a wild ride, but I'm committed and I want to help. So let me know down below what you're going through. I want to hear from you. Know that you are not alone and you have a community of people that we're about to tap into in a really big way to bring to light all of the advice and information that you need to get across the finish line for your best day ever. I'm going to make a point of making sure that happens for each and every one of you. All right, that's it from me. See you on the flip side, and look forward to your comments. Bye.